Kelantan government retracts petroleum royalty claim. Human Resources Ministry takes over recruitment of foreign worker. Good afternoon. You're watching News on 2 with me, Muhammad Amin Carlos. Now, the Kelantan government has withdrawn its petroleum royalty claim filed at the Kuala Lumpur High Court against Petroleum Nasional Berhad Petronas and the federal government with immediate effect. Menteri Besar Dato' Ahmad Yaakob said the decision to retract the claim, which was filed since 2011, was made due to its confidence in Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad's stand to distribute royalty payment to the state governments as announced in a recent Finance Committee meeting.
Kerajaan Kelantan amat yakin dengan janji ataupun keputusan yang telah dibuat, kenyataan yang dibuat oleh Yang Amat Berhormat Tun dalam mesyuarat itu. Maka kita tarik balik dengan secara resminya. Dan tindakan akan diambil oleh kerajaan, akan menghantar tarik balik ini secara resmi oleh pihak kerajaan kepada pihak mahkamah.
Speaking to reporters after the State Exco meeting in Kota Baru yesterday, Dato' Ahmad Yaakob said the state government has already settled all the legal fees in connection with the case. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has pledged his commitment and will work together with his Thai counterpart, General Prayut Chan-o-cha, on finding ways to solve the ongoing conflict in Thailand's southern provinces.
You have a problem in the south, and we are pledged to help in whatever way possible to end this violence in the south. I'm quite sure that with both of us, our countries sincerely working towards solving the problem will be reduced, if not ended altogether.
Malaysia is a mediator to the peace talks in southern Thai to resolve the conflict, which had claimed more than 7,000 lives of the new generation of Patani Malay Muslim community. The Malaysian and Thai governments have appointed Tan Sri Rahim Noor and Udom Chai Tam Sarorat as their respective representatives for the southern Thailand peace talks.
ลงลึกใน3ประเด็นนะครับประเด็นแรกคือการแก้ไขปัญหาจังหวัดชายแดนภาคใต้ความมือด้านความมั่นคงนะครับผมอยู่ร่วมกันของไทยมาเลเซียนะแล้วก็ปัญหาภาคใต้อยู่ร่วมกันแก้ไขผมก็ได้เล่าให้ท่านฟังถึงแนวทางนโยบายของรัฐบาลไทยในเรื่องของการแก้ไขปัญหานะครับแล้วเราก็เข้าใจตรงกันว่าเป็นการแก้ปัญหาเป็นปัญหาภายในของเราแล้วก็ทางมาเลเซียก็ยินดีให้การสนับสนุนนะครับเพื่อให้การแก้ปัญหาได้เกิดผลได้รวดเร็วขึ้น
The 45-year relationship between Malaysia and Vietnam is proof of the close relationship between the two countries. And according to Deputy Prime Minister Dato' Seri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, this close cooperation will continue to be boosted, with both countries agreeing to give attention on the South China Sea issue and to give mutual assistance as members of the ASEAN nations. Dato' Sri Dr. Wan Azizah was speaking to the media after making a courtesy call on the chairwoman of the National Assembly of Vietnam, Nguyen Thi Kim Ngan, the first woman appointed as the chairman of the National Assembly of Vietnam. Apart from discussing bilateral issues, both leaders also discussed efforts to empower women in ASEAN.
Jadi lagi kita bincang tentang empowerment perkasakan wanita dan bagaimana kita boleh juga membela nasib-nasib terutamanya golongan wanita, di mana di Vietnam 26% adalah wanita yang dalam National Assembly dalam parlimen mereka. Ini menunjukkan bagaimana dia telah naiklah meningkatkan penglibatan wanita.
The discussion also centered around issues pertaining to the South China Sea. The Deputy Premier said Vietnam wants the South China Sea to be free of any negative elements, adding that Malaysia will provide cooperation to ensure the waters are safe.
kita akan bekerjasama dan Vietnam telah menandatangani CTPPP. Tetapi kita Malaysia akan melihat dulu, membuat review sebelum kita membuatkan tangani.
Dato' Sri Dr. Wan Aziza also assured Vietnam that Malaysia will look into the welfare of about 30,000 Vietnamese workers in the country to deal with any issues of exploitation. Speaking at a dinner with the Malaysian diaspora in Vietnam, the Deputy Premier also called on Malaysians who have made their mark in other countries to help contribute in building the new Malaysia. Well, more police officers will be stationed at popular tourist spots in the city in an effort to reduce the crime rate, especially cases involving snatch thefts. Now, Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Dato' Sri Mazlan Lazim said the move is to ensure a safe environment for tourists. Dato' Sri Mazlan said police will also have several mobile stations in the city to enable tourists to lodge reports on any suspicious activities or characters they encounter while sightseeing, and also to seek information on tourist hotspots.
Masa yang sama, kita nak tunjukkan bahawa tempat ni adalah tempat yang selamat. Dan kita nak buat Kuala Lumpur ni sebagai tempat selamat lah, safe city lah.
Dato' Sri Mazlan said this after attending the high-profile police program at Jalan Bukit Bintang, Kuala Lumpur. Well, authorities had temporarily cordoned off the road from Kampong Raja to Cameron Highlands following a landslide at Batu 51 Kuala Terla, Cameron Highlands at 5 p.m. yesterday. It was, however, reopened to the public at 8:55 p.m. soon after cleanup works conducted by the Public Works Department, PWD, and Road Care. Cameron Highlands Fire and Rescue Department Chief Muhammad Hilmi Kasfi Madzali said a four-wheel drive vehicle was found in a ditch caused by the impact of the landslide. No casualties were, however, reported. Muhammad Hilmi Kasfi said he was informed by the PWD that the slope in the area is dangerous and it can cause the ground to move during heavy rain. He added signboards warning motorists of the road conditions have been set up as a precautionary measure. The number of flood evacuees in Perak has risen to 300 people from 86 families as at 10 a.m. today, compared to the 221 people from 68 families at 8 p.m. yesterday. Now, according to a statement from the State Disaster Management Secretariat, 4 evacuation centers have been operating in 3 districts in the affected areas. Now, the statement further disclosed that the evacuees are being sheltered at relief centers in the districts of Kampar, Hilir, Perak, and Larut Macang, Selama, which are the 3 affected districts. In Hilir, Perak, 227 flood evacuees from 58 families in Kampung Batu 9 were accommodated at Sekolah Kebangsaan Cakap Jong, which began operating yesterday after the water in Sungai Bidor overflowed its banks. In Larut Macang, Selama, 47 people from 14 families are being housed in the relief centers in Sekolah Kebangsaan Temerloh Trong and Kampung Matang Glugor Community Hall. In Kampar, 46 people from 14 families are being housed at the Kampung Tebing Tinggi Community Hall. A former Malaysia Retail Chain Association MRCA youth chief pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of money laundering totaling 6,300 ringgit after he was charged at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court yesterday. Dato' Lee Kim Hock, 35, pleaded not guilty and claimed trial to the charge of disposing 1,300 ringgit, which was proceeds from illegal authority through his RHB bank account check to Chan Kin Seong, 43, on 4th of February 2016. Dato' Lee was also accused of a similar offence involving 4,000 ringgit, which he allegedly committed at the same place and at the same time. The offence falls under Section 4, Subsection 1, Subsection B of the Anti-Money Laundering Act, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities 2001. The charges carry a maximum 15 years jail sentence and fine of not less than 5 times the amount involved, or 5 million ringgit, whichever is higher. On the 3rd of October, the accused and his wife were charged with criminal breach of trust under Section 409 of the Penal Code for misappropriation of 13 cheques worth 69,047 ringgit at the Petaling Jaya Sessions Court. The granted Deputy Public Prosecutor Ida Mazliza Ma'aruf requests to transfer the case to Petaling Jaya and fix November 7 for case mention. The Kedah Health Department has seized 388 bottles of liquor from 5 business outlets in Sungai Petani for violation of the amended rules relating to alcoholic beverages under the 1985 food regulations, which came into effect on the 16th of October. And according to State Health Director Dr. Nurhizan Ismail, the 5 notices were issued after the department conducted the operation on 65 business outlets selling alcohol.
Tersebut hendaklah ditulis perkataan arak mengandungi berapa persen alkohol. So that is the other thing yang kita tengoklah. Dan juga kita kena hendaklah ditulis perkataan meminum arak boleh membahayakan kesihatan. Ini adalah peraturan binaan-binaan yang perlu dilaksanakanlah. Lepas tu pula kita kena ada di bawah peraturan 361, minuman beralkohol hendaklah dibungkus dalam botol kaca, tin, aluminium, botol plastik atau botol porselin. Dia tak boleh dalam plastik biasa.
Dr. Nurhizan was speaking to the media after the operation yesterday. Well, Huawei has unveiled the latest in its flagship smartphone series with the introduction of the Mate P20 model, which comes with novel smart camera and video features as it seeks to sustain momentum, especially among price-conscious consumers. The Chinese company, which overtook Apple this year to become the number 2 smartphone maker by units behind South Korea's Samsung, recently introduced its Mate P20 phone series, which uses Leica camera technology. The camera comes with a new ultra-wide-angle lens, as well as a telephoto lens and a macro that shoots objects as close as 2.5 centimeters. The Mate P20 takes advantage of artificial intelligence features built into Huawei's own Kirin chipsets. Other features available include its ability to isolate human subjects and desaturate the colors around them in order to highlight the subjects.
Well, there's the Mate 20 and then there's the Mate 20 Pro. The new technologies available on this is the ultra super wide angle. On top of that, there is also a very large battery, the 4200 mAh battery with the Pro. At the same time, because this is a world first 7 nanometer chipset installed in the phone, and this will enable consumers to further utilize AI to improve their livelihood.
The Mate P20 was manufactured with advanced 7nm process technology incorporating the powerful Cortex A76-based CPU and Mali G76 GPU, while the SoC offers improved performance and an unprecedented smooth user experience. It also comes with a new 40-watt supercharge and 15-watt wireless quick charge and large batteries that work in tandem to provide users with a long battery lifespan. Now, the Joint Committee on Foreign Workers Management has chosen to end the outsourcing program currently under the purview of the Home Ministry, that's KDN. And according to Home Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, the program will be transferred to the Human Resources Ministry to ensure it will be more systematic and in line with the current laws.
Sekarang ini ada lebih kurang 100 lebih buah syarikat outsourcing yang beroperasi dengan sejumlah pekerja-pekerja di bawah mereka lebih daripada 26,000. Dan dengan keputusan pada hari ini kita minta supaya satu tempoh masa yang agak lebih sesuai diberikan pada mereka untuk menentukan pekerja-pekerja yang ada di bawah tanggungan mereka ini akan ditempatkan kepada majikan-majikan yang terpilih. Ya, dan ini mungkin akan mengambil sedikit masa.
Tan Sri Muhyiddin was speaking to the media after chairing the first joint meeting of the Home Ministry and Human Resources Ministry Committee on the Management of Foreign Workers. Explaining further, he said the move was to curb human trafficking cases and the exploitation of foreign workers, among others. Now, new developments are on the horizon for the nation's digital ecosphere and the existing telecommunications industry. Now, according to Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh Deo, the transformation will be modelled on the existing systems in France and the United Kingdom.
Kita berbincang dengan bidang industri telco tersebut. Bagaimana kita boleh pastikan bahawa kita ada sistem internet yang dibekalkan oleh telco yang bermutu tinggi, berkelajuan tinggi dan juga kos diam nasabah rendah. Ini adalah penting supaya kita boleh pastikan bahawa negara ini bersedia untuk era digital ataupun dikenali sebagai Industrial Revolution 4.0.
Gobin added that the best models for Malaysia to emulate was France's Station F, the world's largest online startup campus, and Ecole 42, a private non-profit and tuition-free computer programming school, plus the British broadcast channel BBC in the UK, which is regarded as among the best broadcasters in the world. The idea was conceptualized after visiting these organizations during his recent working visit to both countries. The Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry, KPD and HUP, and the Finance Ministry are currently in talks to create a new petrol subsidy mechanism which will benefit the various target groups, mainly the low-income group, that's B40. Now, its Minister, Dr. Sri Saifuddin Nasution, said the talks will also look into the financial impact to the government upon its implementation, and apart from applying the correct distribution mechanism.
Sekarang ni kita dah bawa keluar idea tu kepada perbincangan. Saya dengan saudara Guan Eng dan kami juga selepas ini akan memulakan perbincangan di peringkat pegawai. Dan kami harap kami boleh merangka satu proses, satu mekanisme pelaksanaan dia setelah kami meninjau beberapa aspek yang sangat penting. Yang paling penting adalah implikasi kewangan.
Dr. Sri Saifuddin said this after a meeting with consumer-based NGOs in Putrajaya. He said the ministry will also look into the impact the new mechanism will have on the middle-income group M40. Consumers in Malaysia uses at least 1.2 billion litres of petrol in a month, with 90% using RON 95 petrol, which is currently subsidised. The Johor government will introduce a new category of affordable homes in Johor, priced at 250,000 ringgit, targeted for the middle-income group M40. Now, the new category is introduced based on reviews conducted towards the state's housing policy 2 months ago. State Housing and Rural Development Committee Chairman Zulkifli Ahmad said the state government had earlier conducted 4 workshops with government agencies, GLCs and housing development companies to gather feedbacks on the current housing policy.
Kita menyediakan produk ini 250,000 ni untuk membolehkan mereka ni mempunyai pilihan untuk bersama dengan rumah mampu milik, dan dia masih dalam kategori M40.
Zulkifli said this after officiating the World Architecture Day 2018 seminar at the Persada International Convention Centre in Johor Bahru, Johor. And that's all the time we have this afternoon. In our top story, Kelantan government retracts petroleum royalty claim. News on 2 will come on again at 7 this evening with more updates. Till then, I'm Amin Carlos, and thanks for watching.